Life has a way of presenting signs and nudges that often go unnoticed, but when we learn to pay attention, they can lead us to profound discoveries about our journey and the people we are meant to encounter. Many times, these signs are subtle and unexpected message from a friend, a fleeting thought that refuses to leave your mind, or a dream that lingers long after waking. These moments may seem insignificant at first, easily brushed off as coincidence or imagination, but for those who are attentive, they carry a weight far greater than their initial appearance. When God wants you to be with a particular person, He often begins to orchestrate circumstances in ways that are both mysterious and deliberate. It might start with small synchronicities, such as hearing their name in conversation repeatedly, seeing it in random places, or noticing patterns that draw your attention in ways you cannot ignore. At first, you might question your own mind, wondering if you are imagining connections where none exist, but as these signs accumulate, it becomes increasingly difficult to dismiss them as mere chance. The feeling is often accompanied by a quiet but persistent pull in your spirit, a sense of anticipation that something significant is about to unfold. You might notice that certain thoughts or memories keep surfacing, linked to this person in ways that feel divinely orchestrated. Perhaps you recall encounters you had in the past, moments you thought were trivial, but now see them as pieces of a larger puzzle that God is arranging. The awareness that God is guiding your path toward this individual often brings with it a mixture of excitement and apprehension. You may feel drawn to them without understanding why, experiencing an internal sense of alignment that defies logic and explanation. This pull is not simply emotional or romantic, it is a spiritual signal, a divine whisper indicating that your paths are meant to converge at a specific moment for a purpose that extends beyond the ordinary. As these signs continue to manifest, you may begin to notice patterns in your life that seem to point directly to this person. Perhaps opportunities arise that bring you into their sphere of influence, or circumstances align so that you find yourself in the same place at the same time, seemingly by chance. These coincidences, when observed closely, carry a sense of intentionality, as though an unseen hand is guiding you toward this connection. God often works in ways that challenge our understanding of timing and logic, orchestrating events that at first seem inconvenient or unexpected but ultimately serve to bring the right people into our lives. When the signs become undeniable, there is an undeniable sense of confirmation, a spiritual reassurance that you are on the right path and that this person is meant to play a role in your journey. The process of recognizing these signs requires attentiveness, patience, and faith. It demands that you quiet the noise of daily life and tune into the subtle messages that God places in your path. This might mean paying attention to recurring dreams, sudden insights, or moments of clarity that come at unexpected times. Sometimes the signs are delivered through other people, who unknowingly provide guidance or direction that leads you closer to this individual. Other times, the signs manifest as a sense of peace or certainty in your heart, a feeling that confirms the presence of divine intervention. Learning to discern these signs is a skill cultivated through spiritual awareness and a willingness to trust that God's plan is unfolding, even when the outcome is not yet visible. Often, the signs are accompanied by a deep sense of alignment and resonance, as though your life and this person's life are moving toward a convergence point that has been predetermined. You might notice that your values, interests, or passions align in ways that feel natural and effortless, signaling a deeper connection beyond mere chance. The recognition of these patterns can be both exhilarating and humbling, as it reveals the intricacies of God's design and the ways in which He weaves human experiences together. In this awareness, you begin to see that God's timing is perfect, that every encounter, every circumstance, and every seemingly random moment has a purpose in guiding you toward this person. Sometimes, the signs are subtle enough that they require reflection and contemplation to fully understand. You might find yourself revisiting past experiences, examining relationships, and recognizing the significance of moments that previously seemed inconsequential. In this reflection, you start to piece together a narrative that reveals how God has been preparing both you and this person for a meaningful connection. The realization that divine guidance has been at work all along can be both comforting and awe-inspiring, reinforcing the idea that nothing in life is truly random when God is orchestrating your journey. As the signs become more pronounced, there is often a growing sense of urgency, a recognition that the moment to act or to acknowledge this connection is approaching. You may feel a compelling desire to reach out, to engage, or simply to remain open to the unfolding of God's plan. This inner prompting is not to be ignored, as it serves as a spiritual compass pointing you toward alignment with His will. The ability to recognize and respond to these signs requires trust in God's timing and a willingness to surrender personal agendas or preconceived notions about how the connection should manifest. In many cases, the signs manifest in ways that challenge your understanding of relationships and timing. God's guidance often leads you to unexpected places, encouraging growth, patience, and discernment. The repeated confirmations, the name appearing in conversations, dreams, or unexpected encounters serve as a persistent reminder that this person is part of a divine plan, and that your awareness of these signs is a crucial part of the journey. By observing and acknowledging these signs, you cultivate a deeper sense of spiritual sensitivity and a readiness to embrace the role that this person will play in your life. Ultimately, the experience of noticing and following these signs is transformative. It heightens your awareness of God's presence, strengthens your faith in His guidance, and deepens your understanding of the ways in which divine intervention can shape human connections. Each sign, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, contributes to a growing tapestry of alignment that draws you ever closer to the person God intends for you to encounter. The process teaches patience, attentiveness, and trust, reinforcing the belief that when God is at work, nothing is left to chance, and every indication, every subtle nudge, carries profound significance. The journey of recognizing these spiritual confirmations often reshapes your perspective on timing, destiny, and relationships. It encourages a mindset that is attuned to the subtle movements of divine orchestration, guiding you to interpret experiences not as isolated events but as interconnected steps leading toward a meaningful connection. You begin to see that life is rich with divine markers, waiting for you to notice, acknowledge, and follow them toward the fulfillment of God's intention for your journey. When God chooses a specific person for your life, it is never without purpose. There is a divine reason behind every connection He orchestrates, and understanding that purpose is key to embracing the role that person is meant to play in your journey. This individual is not random, nor are the circumstances that lead you to them. God's selection is intentional, precise, and filled with significance. Often, His choices are beyond human understanding, operating on a level that transcends logic and reason. When you begin to recognize that this person has been placed in your life by divine design, everything starts to take on a deeper meaning. Situations that once seemed confusing, encounters that felt coincidental, and feelings that appeared spontaneous suddenly align with a larger, purposeful pattern that is being revealed to you through God's guidance. The divine purpose behind God choosing this person can manifest in multiple ways. Sometimes, they are meant to bring healing to areas of your life that have been wounded or neglected. They may offer encouragement, support, or insight that helps you navigate challenges with greater clarity and strength. Other times, they serve as a mirror, reflecting truths about yourself that you may have been avoiding or unaware of. The presence of such a person often catalyzes growth, prompting you to step into a higher version of yourself, to release fears, insecurities, or limiting beliefs, and to embrace the fullness of your potential. Their role is not always immediately obvious, and understanding it may require patience, discernment, and a willingness to trust God's timing and plan. One of the hallmarks of a divinely chosen connection is the sense of alignment and harmony that accompanies it. There is a natural flow to interactions with this person, a resonance that feels effortless yet profoundly significant. Conversations seem to carry weight, insights arrive at just the right moment, and shared experiences unfold with a synchronicity that can only be explained by divine orchestration. This alignment is often accompanied by a deep sense of peace and clarity, a reassurance that you are on the right path and that God's guidance is at work. It is through this sense of alignment that you begin to recognize that the person is not just a fleeting presence in your life but an integral part of a larger plan that has been carefully designed for your growth, purpose, and fulfillment. Understanding the divine purpose of this connection also requires reflection on the broader journey of your life. God often places individuals in our paths at specific times for reasons that may not be immediately apparent. This person may appear during a season of transition, challenge, or uncertainty, serving as a source of stability, wisdom, or encouragement. They may be the catalyst for new opportunities, opening doors that were previously unseen, or they may provide the perspective needed to make critical decisions. Recognizing the purpose behind their presence requires spiritual discernment, an ability to see beyond surface-level interactions, and an openness to understanding the ways in which God uses relationships to shape and guide our lives. The lessons embedded in a divinely chosen connection are often multifaceted. They may teach patience, humility, and empathy, challenging you to grow emotionally and spiritually. They may also reveal the importance of trust, encouraging you to rely not on your own understanding but on God's wisdom and timing. In some cases, the person serves as a co-creator in fulfilling a shared mission or calling, their talents, perspectives, and experiences complementing your own in ways that amplify impact and purpose. The awareness of such a purpose can transform how you engage with them, shifting your perspective from casual or circumstantial interaction to a conscious recognition of divine intention. Often, God's purpose in bringing someone into your life extends beyond immediate circumstances and touches the long-term trajectory of your destiny. This person may play a critical role in shaping your spiritual growth, career path, or personal development. Their influence may be subtle or profound, but it is always purposeful, guiding you toward experiences, insights, and opportunities that align with your ultimate calling. When you recognize this divine purpose, you are better equipped to honor the connection, nurture it thoughtfully, and respond in ways that reflect gratitude, awareness, and intentionality. The experience of encountering a divinely chosen person also teaches humility and surrender. It reminds you that life is not solely governed by chance or personal ambition, but by a higher wisdom that orchestrates circumstances, timing, and relationships with perfect precision. Accepting that this individual is part of God's plan requires trust in His guidance, even when aspects of the connection or its outcomes remain unclear. This trust is reinforced through consistent signs, confirmations, and experiences that affirm the authenticity and significance of the relationship. Furthermore, recognizing the divine purpose behind this person can instill a profound sense of responsibility. It encourages you to engage with the relationship intentionally, with respect for the sacredness of the connection and awareness of the mutual growth it can foster. God's intention is rarely selfish, it is transformative, calling both parties to rise to higher levels of understanding, compassion, and alignment with His will. By embracing this purpose, you allow the relationship to serve as a conduit for spiritual insight, emotional healing, and purposeful action, enriching your life in ways that ripple outward beyond the immediate bond. This awareness of divine purpose also influences how you navigate challenges within the relationship. Difficulties, misunderstandings, or conflicts are no longer seen as obstacles but as opportunities for growth, learning, and deeper connection. When the person is chosen by God, even moments of tension carry meaning, guiding both individuals toward greater clarity, maturity, and alignment with the overarching plan. Challenges become part of the process, shaping resilience, empathy, and understanding while reinforcing the importance of patience, discernment, and faith. Ultimately, understanding the divine purpose behind God choosing this person transforms your perspective on relationships, timing, and destiny. It shifts the focus from superficial or immediate concerns to a broader awareness of spiritual alignment and intentional design. You begin to see that every interaction, every shared experience, and every insight is part of a larger narrative orchestrated by God to guide, teach, and prepare you for the fulfillment of your calling. In embracing this awareness, you cultivate gratitude, intentionality, and a readiness to engage fully with the person God has placed in your life, recognizing the profound significance of their presence and the unique role they play in the unfolding of your journey. This understanding encourages you to approach the relationship with reverence, mindfulness, and openness, acknowledging that divine purpose permeates even the smallest interactions. It inspires a mindset of collaboration rather than control, of listening rather than dictating, and of responding with faith rather than fear. The divine purpose behind God's selection is not static or one-dimensional, it is dynamic, evolving, and intimately connected to your ongoing growth, learning, and alignment with His will. By remaining attentive to this purpose, you can navigate the connection with wisdom, patience, and grace, fully embracing the transformative potential inherent in the relationship. Through this lens, every conversation, encounter, and moment shared with this person becomes imbued with meaning, offering insight, encouragement, and guidance that extends beyond the immediate circumstances. Recognizing divine purpose allows you to see the broader tapestry of life, where each thread, each connection, and each experience contributes to the unfolding of a carefully orchestrated plan that is both intentional and profound. It reinforces the belief that God's hand is present in every aspect of your journey, guiding you toward the people, experiences, and opportunities that will ultimately fulfill His vision for your life. When you begin to recognize a connection that God has orchestrated, it often brings with it a transformation that extends far beyond the immediate relationship. The impact is not merely about companionship, shared experiences, or emotional fulfillment. It is about a profound shift in perspective, a deepening of clarity, and a realignment with the path God has intended for you. Such a connection illuminates areas of your life that may have been unclear, unresolved, or stagnant, allowing you to see yourself and your journey through a lens refined by divine purpose. The presence of this person becomes a mirror reflecting truths you may have overlooked, a guide that helps you navigate life with greater insight, and a catalyst for personal and spiritual evolution. This transformation begins subtly, often through small realizations, gentle nudges, or experiences that gradually build into a clearer understanding of the role this person plays in your destiny. At first, the changes may feel internal and intangible, a sense of peace where there was anxiety, a spark of hope where there was doubt, or an increased awareness of opportunities that were previously unnoticed. You may find that your thoughts become more focused, your decisions more intentional, and your actions aligned with a deeper sense of purpose. This shift is not coincidental, it is part of the divine design that brings you into contact with someone who complements your journey, challenges your limitations, and supports your growth. The clarity gained from such a connection allows you to perceive patterns in your life that were previously hidden, helping you understand the sequence of events, choices, and experiences that have led you to this point. As the connection deepens, you may notice that your priorities and perspectives begin to change. The presence of this person encourages reflection and introspection, prompting you to examine areas of life that require adjustment, healing, or focus. Through conversations, shared experiences, or even moments of silence, you begin to recognize values and goals that resonate on a higher level, inspiring you to pursue them with renewed dedication. This process often involves releasing attachments to what no longer serves you, habits, relationships, or thought patterns that hinder growth, and embracing a mindset that aligns with God's vision for your life. The transformative impact of this connection is not only about external circumstances, it penetrates deeply into your inner world, reshaping how you think, feel, and interact with the world around you. Clarity emerges as one of the most significant outcomes of encountering a person chosen by God. Suddenly, situations that once seemed confusing or overwhelming begin to make sense, as if a veil has been lifted from your understanding. You may gain insight into past challenges, recognizing how they were preparing you for this very connection. Patterns of behavior, choices, and experiences that seemed random or frustrating are now revealed as part of a larger plan, contributing to your growth and aligning you with the person who has been divinely placed in your life. This clarity is both liberating and empowering, allowing you to move forward with confidence, knowing that your steps are guided by divine intention and that your interactions with this person are purposeful and meaningful. The transformative impact of this connection is also evident in the way it influences decision-making and life direction. When God places someone in your path, their presence often illuminates opportunities, challenges, or possibilities that you may not have seen on your own. Their guidance, whether direct or indirect, helps you make choices that are aligned with your highest good and spiritual calling. This does not mean that the path is without difficulty or that decisions are always easy, but it does provide a framework of insight and discernment that reduces uncertainty and strengthens your resolve. Through this connection, you gain the ability to approach life with greater wisdom, patience, and clarity, recognizing that each step is part of a divine narrative designed to shape your destiny. The presence of this person also fosters personal growth in areas of character, emotional intelligence, and spiritual awareness. They may challenge you to confront fears, insecurities, or limiting beliefs that have held you back, encouraging self-reflection and the development of resilience. At the same time, they can inspire you to cultivate virtues such as compassion, patience, and empathy, highlighting the interconnectedness of personal growth and relational harmony. Through their influence, you begin to see that transformation is not solely about external achievements or milestones but about the refinement of your heart, mind, and spirit, preparing you for a life of purpose, fulfillment, and alignment with God's plan. In addition, this connection often brings a heightened sense of alignment with your life's mission and calling. The clarity gained through the relationship helps you discern your unique contributions, talents, and responsibilities, allowing you to pursue endeavors that resonate with your deepest values and aspirations. The guidance and insight provided by this person can serve as a compass, helping you navigate complex choices, avoid distractions, and focus on what truly matters. As a result, you experience a sense of direction and intentionality that enhances every aspect of your life, from relationships to career to spiritual growth. The transformation also extends to the way you experience and interpret divine guidance. When God orchestrates a connection with a specific person, it serves as a reminder of His ongoing involvement in your life. The clarity and insight you gain reinforce the understanding that you are not navigating life alone, but are supported by divine wisdom and guidance. This awareness strengthens faith, deepens spiritual discernment, and cultivates a sense of trust in God's timing and plan. It also encourages you to remain receptive to further signs, nudges, and confirmations, knowing that each encounter, each lesson, and each interaction carries significance in the unfolding of your journey. As the relationship continues to influence your life, you may find that it shapes not only your decisions and growth but also your worldview and perception of human connections. You begin to recognize the importance of divine timing, intentionality, and the unseen threads that link people and experiences together. This awareness fosters a greater appreciation for relationships, encounters, and opportunities, encouraging gratitude, mindfulness, and intentional engagement with life. You develop the ability to perceive the deeper meaning behind events and interactions, recognizing the subtle ways in which God's hand orchestrates alignment and purpose. Ultimately, the clarity and transformation that come from encountering a divinely chosen person enhance your ability to live with purpose, authenticity, and confidence. You gain insight into your path, the lessons you are meant to learn, and the people who are integral to your journey. Every interaction, every shared moment, and every insight becomes part of a broader tapestry of understanding, guiding you toward fulfillment, alignment, and a deeper connection with God's plan. This transformation encourages intentionality in every area of life, inviting you to embrace growth, insight, and clarity as integral components of the journey that unfolds alongside the person God has placed in your path. In experiencing this transformation, you develop a heightened sense of spiritual awareness, emotional intelligence, and personal resilience. You begin to approach challenges with perspective, make choices with discernment, and navigate relationships with wisdom. The clarity gained allows you to act with intention rather than reaction, to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and to recognize patterns and purposes that guide your steps in alignment with God's plan. Through this process, the presence of this person becomes not just a relationship but a catalyst for holistic transformation, shaping your mind, heart, and spirit while reinforcing the divine orchestration that governs your journey.